going to look at decimals. And let's start out with this number right here. We see 1, 2, 3, decimal point, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so everything to the left of the decimal point will be the whole number. And then everything to the right of the decimal point will be the decimal number, or that part of the whole. Alright, so we already know the places for these numbers, but I'll go over them again. Right, that 3 is in the ones place, that 2 is in the tens place, and that 1 we know is in the hundreds place. So after the decimal point, or to the right of the decimal point I should say, that number is known as the tenths. And you see how going to the right we don't have ones or anything like that. It just starts with the tenths with a THS on the end. Then that 6 is in the hundreds place with a THS on the end. Alright, that 7 is in the thousands with a THS at the end, the thousands place. And then lastly that 8, that is in the 10,000s with a THS on the end. So the tens place, the hundreds place, the thousandths place, and the 10,000ths place. So we say this number 123, that decimal point, we usually say the word and. A lot of times people just say point, which is fine, but to be totally correct, you say the word and for the decimal point. So we'll say 123 and you'll say that number, that decimal number, to the right exactly how you see it. So 123 and 5,678, and then you end it with whatever place that last digit is in. So we would say 10,000ths. So what would we say? Again, we would say 123 and, right, because of the decimal point, 5,678, and then on the end you put 10,000ths with the THS on the end of it. So again, you say the left side of the decimal point just as you would a regular whole number. 123, the decimal point, you say the word and then the right side you read it just how you see it, 5,678, and then you put whatever place it's in for that last number, 10,000ths. As we go to adding and subtracting decimals, the key point to understand here is to line things up correctly. So let's say we had 22.3 plus, let's say, 5.67. And maybe I should read those correctly. 22 and 3/10 plus 5 and 67 hundredths. 22 and 3/10 plus 5 and 67 hundredths. Alright, so I said that the key here is to understand that we line the decimal points up. So I would line the 5 under the 2. The decimal points line up. That 6 is in the tens place. It goes under the 3 that's in the tens place. And the 7 is in the hundreds place, so it goes to where the hundreds place would be for the 22 and 3/10. And if you chose to, you could go ahead and add a placeholder of a 0 there if you want, right? Because 22 and 3/10 is the same as 22 and 30 hundredths. So now we just go ahead and add vertically from right to left as we always do. 0 and 7 make 7. 6 and 3 make 9. the decimal point comes straight down. 2 and 5 makes 7, and then 2 and nothing makes 2. So our answer is 22 and 97 hundredths with a THS on the end. I never forget to emphasize that. Alright, so how about we try some subtraction? So let's say we had 54 and 42 hundredths minus 21 and 3 tenths. 54 and 42 hundredths minus 21 and 3 tenths. So again, we line up the decimal places. 54 and 42 hundredths. So the whole numbers, the 2, which is in the hundredths place, goes under the 5. The 4, which is in the hundredths place, we put that 1 under it. The decimal points line up. The 3, which is in the tenths place, goes under the 4, which is in the tenths place. And we draw a line and subtract. And again, if you choose to write a placeholder, you can. 21 and 3 tenths is the same as 21 and 30 hundredths. So now we just perform a subtraction from right to left. 2 minus 0 is just 2. 4 minus 3 is 1. Decimal point comes straight down. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 5 minus 2 is 3. So here our answer is 33 and 12 hundredths. 33 and 12 hundredths. Taking a look at another example, if we have, let's say, 112, and we're told to add that to 1.654, or should I say 1 and 654 thousandths, because that 4 is in the thousandths place. So 112 plus 1 and 654 thousandths. Well, we want to line it up, right? The 112, we know that's a whole number. For the other number, 1 and 654 thousandths, that 1 is the only whole number, so we put that under the ones place. The decimal point goes next to it, and the 654 goes next to that. So we could just add it like this, or if you chose to, we could make this 112 with zeros in all of the other place values. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable is fine. So then moving from right to left, you just do your thing. 4 plus 0 is 4. 5 plus 0 is 5. 6 plus 0 is 6. 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 and nothing, and 1 and nothing. So this becomes 113 and 654 thousandths. Alright, so this was adding and subtracting decimals.